All right, Todd's back as we roll out of this Thursday show into the weekend, but not before we get to enjoy today. We get to enjoy tomorrow. We get to enjoy everything after Saturday.
I don't think we've said enjoy.
I know.
In
and we've
like
got
a week.
You're about to see, like 6 of the next 7 days are fantastic.
There's just one clunker.
And the one that's bad.
Yeah, it's
pretty bad.
It's pretty bad.
It's a pretty big speed bump.
Yep, it is. So let's get to it all. We're still dealing with, by the way, some showers and some downpours over eastern Maine. A lot of us saw these last evening and last night, and there was some flooding issues from these, and we may have some early this morning from Bar Harbor and Ellsworth all the way into Washington County. Drainage issues, hydroplaning issues if you're about to get on the roads there. So please be careful. It's still very muggy in eastern Maine, dew point is 65 in Bangor, but there is some sweet stuff off to our west. Berlin, New Hampshire's in the 50s, and I expect that to take over the state and flush it all out this afternoon. So look forward to that. High pressure also works in with a lot of sunshine today and quiet weather for tomorrow. So if you do need to take some precautions and get some errands done preceding the storm on Saturday, you'll have plenty of opportunity. The weather cooperates both today and tomorrow. There is the hurricane. It has weakened and it's starting to get strung out. In fact, we'll see these high clouds dim and fade the sun all day tomorrow, but it's still pretty strong. Category 2, winds around 100 miles per hour or so. Showers, downpours linger through eastern Maine, clearing for sunshine for the rest of the area. And by midday, it's going to be pretty beautiful. And there's going to be just enough of a breeze out of the northwest to grab those 50-degree dew points and start to flow them into the state. And by this afternoon, all that humidity gets completely flushed out, and it's going to feel so much better out there. And you can open up the windows. And tonight will be comfortably cool for sleeping. You're not going to need, 6 fans on you or the AC cranking, so you can get some Z's. Tonight you'll sleep much better, and it will be beautiful this afternoon with a lot of sunshine. All right, let's get to Lee. 100-mile-per-hour winds. There's still a core, but there's some dry air getting into this now as it gets into colder waters. It's beginning the weakening process. That's what I was trying to say. Beginning the weakening process. And it will continue to weak as it moves slowly to the north. Yesterday, the Hurricane Center had the landfall in Washington County in down east Maine. That had me largely concerned. It had me big time concerned. Today, it has shifted ever so slightly to the east, either the tip of Nova Scotia or the Bay of Fundy. So that eases my concerns a little bit for power outages and flooding. Our coastline still gets battered no matter how we slice it, but maybe fewer power outages and fewer areas of flooding and that kind of thing. This is Saturday afternoon, tropical storm. That Gulf of Maine cold water zapping this thing into a nor'easter. And that's what I expect. I expect this to basically be a wind-swept, wet nor'easter, not snow, obviously. Because of the proximity to that track, the Weather Service has issued some tropical headlines. We don't get these often. Tropical storm watch for Bangor in eastern Maine, and that stretches down the coast through Portland and York County. Hurricane watch for our coastal waters and for coastal down east Maine, Hancock and Washington counties. Don't fear. Don't freak out when you hear that. I assure you, there will not be hurricane conditions at any point with this storm in the state of Maine. We may not even get a hurricane gust. That would be 74 miles per hour or greater, sustained winds for several hours. That's what a hurricane warning would be. I don't think that happens. We may not even get a gust that high. Coastline gets battered by the big waves, and beach erosion is going to be a problem. Thankfully, our tides are low. This again will be similar to a wet nor'easter, but power outages and some flooding still looking likely at this point. The first drops get to the coastline after midnight, Friday night into Saturday morning, and then that band leading edge works back to the west. And we'll start to get into some heavy tropical bands in here, and it's going to look pretty dramatic. Branches swaying and leaves blowing all over the place, windswept rain. And then as the storm weakens in the Bay of Fundy, all that heavy rain starts to shrink back to the down east coast, and we'll get a lot of dry air in here, some rain-free time, be more showery in nature. Everything tapers off late in the night, Saturday into Sunday morning. I'm most concerned for flooding over down east areas. 2 to 4 inches looks likely. Our threshold for flash flooding is like 2 to 3 inches, so that's probably going to occur, which means basements could take on water. There could be some culverts that get washed out, rivers and streams on the rise. If this ticks back to the west, then higher amounts of rain are expected over the south and west. But right now, looks like we'll avoid serious flooding problems. The wind is another story. Power outages are likely. There's a threshold that's lower there as well. Leaves on trees, saturated soil from all the summer rain. I think that threshold's probably 40 to 45 miles per hour where we would start to see power outages. And right now, gusts between 40 and 60 miles per hour. That's my thinking, with the highest gusts in the down east coastline closer to that storm center. The focus would be Saturday midday through the afternoon, and then winds ramp down and subside through the night. Sunday will be much better. Marine forecast seas 4 to 5, winds 5 to 10 knots, and there's a hurricane watch for the storm. So there's the 7-day forecast. Next couple of days are fine. We'll be in the 70s today. This afternoon looks beautiful. Wind and rain most of the day on Saturday, and then following it, Sunday's going to be great too. 75 to 80 degrees, mostly sunny skies. Good day there. Early next week looks pretty fine too. Exception would be a brief shower on Monday afternoon. So the trend has worked in our favor. It ticked a little bit to the east. There's still time where it could come back a little bit west, but we're getting more confident that, again, worst case scenario definitely off the table.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, that part's good.
That's
Thanks,
good
sir.
to know.
Appreciate
Yeah.
that.